Hey, what's up, everybody? Good to be back with you again today. We are taking on Neimangu Caoxiangfei today. This is the team that we're putting out there. So after the injuries that we've had here, especially the big one to Para, who is going to be out for a little while, we also have another injury to our starting left winger, whose name just slips my head. No worries about that. We have kind of a different looking squad here today. There's where is he? Jung In-gyom right here, who is starting for the second time there on the left-hand side. 18 years old, not a whole lot of experience, played well in his one match and his two substitute appearances for us. And on the right side, we're going to have Andrea Krunzik, who has wanted to start for a while. He was in the under-21s for a little while. We brought him back up because he looks pretty promising, and we'll see how he plays. And we will submit that team and sort of see what happens. Of course, they're not fully match fit because they haven't been playing. But we'll kick them out there and see what happens and see how things go. So, with Parra on the bench, I'm kind of hoping that Ravaglia can continue to score goals. And, of course, the big one here today is that we perhaps might be able to convince or to clinch our promotion today if we win. And so we have, I think, a pretty good-looking team. Yanquin is back in there in the back after that massive goal that he had yesterday. If you didn't see that, go back and watch that one. He scored that goal from like right around here outside the penalty area. Excellent job by him, and we'll see what happens. As you may already know, we have not lost a match yet this season. 108 points from 36 games played, and we have, I think, about 10 matches left in the season, if I remember right, something like that. And so we should be able to clinch the league and clinch promotion today, and then it's all downhill from here. It's actually going to be fun because then we can spend a little bit more time playing some of the young kids, and there's Wade coming away with the ball in midfield, and now we have a free kick, and it's Zhang Jianyi taking it. Zhang Jianyi steps back, winds up, and fires, and forces a save there from Zhao Junpeng, the goalkeeper for Caoxiangfei, and Yi Jinyong now is going to take the corner, and up it goes. And they're looking for a man and can't quite find him. So those near post corners, which are the only ones that work for me, Yi Jinyong is able to get the ball off of the Caoxiangfei player, passes it over to Zhang Jianyi, who has kind of a little bloop of a shot on goal, doesn't really head goalwards, and that's kind of the end of it. Kind of a shame here because that was really good play by Yi Jinyong. And Zhang Jianyi, who just can't quite get that one goalwards. Otherwise, that really should have been an assist there for Yi Jinyong, I think. And here we go. We are off and rolling. Zhao Junpeng now kicks it forward, and we're going to win this in midfield. Ravaglia goes all the way back to get it, takes it up himself, and you can see there's about 10 guys between him and the goal. Knocks it back to Park Myung-sung. Park Myung-sung looks forward, gives it to Wanta, who unfortunately cannot get his head onto the end of that ball, and it ends up back with Yanquin, who takes it back out, and here we go again. Up to Zhang Jianyi, back to Yanquin. Yanquin with it, knocks it forward for Wanta, and he's got the ball in a good crossing position. Back to Jung In-gyung, my apologies, and unfortunately ends up being kicked back out, and here's Yi Jin-young again. And there's a header up looking for Ravaglia crossing forward, and again just cannot find him, and it's Wang Zhuo now with the ball for Caoxiangfei, who's got it by himself, and there is Jung In-gyung who takes it off of him, and that's that. Here's Yi Jin-young again. Goes back, takes this one up again, and it looks like it's off of the head of Park Myung-sung, but goes the wrong way. Zhang Jianyi now with another shot on goal, and that one goes wide to the other side. So we've had two shots here on goal by Zhang Jianyi in good positions, and he's missed to the right, he's missed to the left. And we'll see what happens. He's not exactly having the best of games, and he had been playing well as of late, but, if he can't do it at this level, I've got a problem here. Ravaglia with a... sort of a little breakout there, but it was one of him against three of them. I'm not quite certain I know what he was thinking. He's a little bit too eager, I think, to score. He needs to slow it down a little bit, use his teammates. Paulson now gets it back, and he's looking for Ravaglia, and here comes Ravaglia again. Still not quite into that defense, though. He's not quite fast enough. And there is the cross into Manta, who gets the big goal. Always going to score that one. Number 6 on the season for Sofanat. And Wanta is the sort of player that we're going to build around. I knew coming into this, having played with him before in Football Manager, I've always known what he's capable of. But this strike is just incredible, man. You're not going to stop that. I don't care what level you're at. Wanta, full-Thai international, is good enough to probably play and star in the Chinese Super League, and we're going to try to get him into Europe. Remember that with this database, we can get to Europe, and there's Paul Wade getting his 3rd goal of the season from that free kick, and he bent that one right over that wall, and the goalkeeper with nothing that he could do, and that means it's 2-0 here on 20 minutes, and like I said, we're going to win again. And there you have it. And there's just nothing anybody can do about that one. And we're going to get the ball again. Here's Zhang Jianyi with the throw over to Manta. And he's back to Wade. I was going to say, you got to remember here, we do have a path into Europe if we get to that Chinese Super League, and that was Kalunzik there with a header that went just high and wide. If we do get up to that Chinese Super League and we can win it, we have a path to get into the Champions League, the European Champions League, not the AFC one. So let's see how this works, and we'll see as Jung's shot is over goal. We'll see how this editor file, how this custom database ends up working at the end. As I've said before, this is a Chinese language database that I just found on the Steam Workshop and made maybe a little bit of a change or two, and that was about it. It's Shang Jinlin back to, I can't even see his name, back to their striker who, fortunately for us, kicks it right into Liu Zixiaoyang's arms, and that is the end of that. Kulunzik now has it up forward, looking for Jung. He can't quite find him, back to Zhang Jianyi. Zhang Jianyi back to Wade, and Wade with a shot from range, and that one just goes high and wide over the bar. It would have been amazing if Wade got his second goal of the game, I tell you. And we'll sort of slow this one down a little bit as we move towards halftime. Here's Wade with another free kick, and he's got Ravaglia, and that one hits the top bar. Man, that one I thought was surely going in, and that one ends up hitting the top bar and just barely misses it, and that's the end of that attack for us. And so we have an excellent XG. We're up 2-0, and halftime beckons as Ravaglia throws into Park Myung-sung, who goes by two men over to Wade and looking for Zhang Jianyi, who just stands there. And it's Paulson now trying to keep it back in. Zhang Jianyi comes down with the ball again. He's going to get substituted here. Here he goes over to Jung. Jung looks forward, finally looks backwards for Lee Jin-young, who has a shot from range. He was wide open. He could have taken a step or two. Zhang Jianyi with a pretty good pass here that makes up for him just sort of standing there and letting the defender get to the ball. And that was an excellent cross by Jung, and we just need Lee Jin-young to realize how much space he has and to take maybe one more step with that, and then he has room for a shot. Zhang Jianyi now, and he misses everything with his free kick, and that's going to be the final kick of the half. And we are ahead still 2-0, and this is okay, but of course we could be doing better. And Zhang Jianyi, as you can see, is on a 6.6. He's composed. He's not going to be composed for long when he realizes that his days at this club are probably going to be somewhat limited because I'm not very happy with how he's playing. So we need to make two substitutions here because we have to have another Chinese player on the pitch. And trying to think if we want to put, we want to take one of our wingers off, or we could put Cheng Bingbing on, I suppose. Actually, I think what we're going to do is we're going to put... we're going to put Wang Tong back in there and right back, and we're going to take Zhang Jianyi off and put Zhao Victor on, and that's what we're going to do. And that will be that, and we'll go back out here into the second half and see how things go from here. Paulson now, and he kind of walks it forward a little bit over to Lee Jin-young to Wang Tong now, and let's see how Wang Tong does. And he has a searching pass that ends up finding nothing. This is the problem with playing Wang Tong. We've seen this in games in the past, and he just is not what we need at right back. Lee Jin-young is able to head this one forward. Unfortunately, it ends up back in our zone. Then it's Kalunzik now is able to finally rest it in, and he runs the ball up the pitch and then goes back to Wang Tong. Wang Tong looks back, this time with a kind of lazy pass to Paulson, back to Yan Kun. Yan Kun over to Paulson. Paulson takes it up to Lee Jin-young. Lee Jin-young back to Wang Tong, over to Paulson again. Paulson looking again for somebody, can't find anything that he's looking for up front. And look at how far back the defense is going for Cao Shangfei. We've got to be able to take advantage of this. Lee Jin-young now breaks through his man, an excellent move on his part, and ends up just knocking that ball over goal. You can tell that he wants to score, and I do hope that he's able to score today. Excellent move on his part, and that's an awful kick by their goaltender straight to Mwanta, who goes back to Jung now, and he's got two or three men. Does he see him? Yes, and he gets Mwanta, and unfortunately that first touch is just a little bit too heavy. It goes straight to Zhao Junpeng. Otherwise, Mwanta's got his second goal of the game right there. That's what I was expecting, and this ball goes back to Yan Kun, and we're going to set it up again, and here comes Wang Tong over to Ravaglia, and Ravaglia's going to do this by himself. Now ends up back with Kalunzik, and he's going to cross, maybe. There's another one of those deep-looking crosses, but Lee Jin-young ran the wrong way, and that ends that. Joao Victor has done absolutely nothing so far, which is kind of a shame. And Paulson gets the goal off of that free kick. Zhao Junpeng actually knocked that into his own goal. That wasn't going to go in at all. And he ends up sort of, instead of hitting that ball down, he hits it kind of up in the air and it goes right on behind him. And that's a little bit embarrassing. You've seen that one with, the baseball hitting Jose Canseco on the head. That's what that looked like there. Just right up and over and into the promised land for us. 3-0 for Yanbian FC. And Wang Zhuo has got it now for Cao Shangfei, and he kicks it over to Wade, who gets it over to Muanta, and it's over to Ravaglia, and Pietro must score, and he has a shot, and it ends up hitting the bar and going over. That's the sort of season it's been for this guy. I don't know. Wang Tong now with it over to Muanta. We miss Para. Looking for Jung. Jung has no idea what he's doing, and it ends up going behind him. And now it's Paulson getting it. Even when we look bad, we end up with the lead, but we look pretty bad here today, and Ravaglia just... I don't know. He's kind of shooting that one with the side of the foot and ends up just going straight to the goalkeeper. I mean, it was an idea. He's trying to make something out of nothing, but we could slow it down. We're dominating this game in terms of possession. We're dominating everything in the air, and there's Jung over to Muanta, who has a real creative shot on goal. They're forcing a save and winning us the corner. That was a sort of a little excuse-me tap-in, and that was a good idea, actually. Zhao Victor now over to Yanquan. Not quite able to find him, over to Klunzik, and can't get it again. And here is Yi Jin Yong, and that is the end of that highlight. I mean, just take a look at this right here. So Wang Tong goes back over and forward to Klunzik, to Ravaglia. That's this one, and he sort of hits that straight at the goalkeeper. That's not the one I was looking for. I was looking for the one after that where Muanta had that little sort of excuse-me tap that almost snuck in. That would have been a much more embarrassing goal for Cao Shangfei to give up. And here's Klunzik from range. And it is popped up for Ravaglia, who can't quite beat the 4 men around him. And we end up kicking it behind for a goal kick once again. We've had a number of these shots that have just gone behind goal. Only 7 shots on target so far in this game. And Yi Jin Yong looking a little bit tired, but I kind of want to leave him in. Want to see if he's able of giving us just that little bit more here in the final waning seconds of this one. And if all else fails, we could always put Wang Tong over there, but Wang Tong, of course, has an assist and is actually playing fairly well, so we'll keep him in there. Ravaglia over to Wade. Wade beats his man over, finds Wang Tong, and ends up going back to Yi Jin Yong. Yi Jin Yong takes it back himself over to Wang Tong, and now Wang Tong looking for Muanta and finds him, but it's in an awful area, and there's Joao Victor, who has a real kind of complacent shot on goal, like he doesn't really want to be there. And Joao Victor is pretty tired, I hate to say it, and he's just not providing those bursts of energy that we've come to know from him. And that's going to be the end of this match here. Yanbian is going to come out with a 3-0 victory. Liu Xiao Ziyang ends up with the ball at the very end, and that is the end of that. Hope that you enjoyed this one. It looks like if we did win the league, we're not getting anything for it. I mean, we'll look a little bit forward and just sort of see what happens. Tell them it was a good victory and get out of here and see what the game comes up with, if there's anything in terms of celebration. And we see nothing, I'm pretty sure that we have earned promotion here, but they haven't said anything to us about it. So we'll talk with you more about that next time. I hope you're having a good day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.